Sorry. So I have a friend who has a 12-year-old, and they were at home, and she came from school, she's crying, and then the dad is asking, "What's up?" Both of the parents are my friends, and she was like, "Daddy, I have a crush on this guy. I wrote for him a letter, and he refused me. He said he doesn't want a girlfriend." So she was very distressed. She refused to eat. She refused to do anything. And the dad was asking me, "Mercy Brenda, when did you have your first crush?" I don't even remember when I had the first crush. I was so old. Who was 19? She was 13. So I don't want us to be limited to um, the normal, usual relationships. But even maybe you're not yet ready with questions, I'll just read a scripture, a few scriptures for you guys because we don't have a lot of time. And these are general scriptures that help us to handle relationships. Anyone with their Bible? Mama. Okay, so First Corinthians chapter 13, the entire chapter talks about love. Love is a fundamental thing, and that's why Pastor Edwin started with love, because without love, there's no relationship that can stand. Every relationship is glued together with love. So once that glue called love wears out, once it's old, then there is no relationship anymore. That's where you hear people, that guy used to be my friend, but man, I don't know, we just don't talk anymore. I don't trust him. So the love is what had glued you guys together, but now it doesn't exist anymore. So the reason why, even when we are talking relationships, any kind of relationship, it is love. Who of you, when you were younger, you did something and your parent punished you, and you really felt like, man, I wish I had other parents. Gumama guno. Like, kati ya COVID, like, why would she even beat me because of something small? You ran away from mom. Like, you're like, yeah, but because they are your parents, and somehow parents know how to come around, you get back together. Someone was saying African parents don't know how to apologize to their kids. Yeah, but me, I'm privileged. My dad and my mom, whenever they did something wrong to me, especially a significant one, like you beat me because you thought I did something, and then later on you realize it is someone else who did it, they would sit me down and apologize. Mercy, I'm sorry. I thought it was you who had done it. Probably buy me some things or give me some more money for break time at school. But my husband was telling me that his own parents, sorry, your parent is apologizing to you. No way. They'll just be like they have prepared a lot of food, and then they call you, "Hey, master son, would you like more meat?" That's their way of apologizing. So when they call you for more meat, just know, we are good with my mom. No hard feelings. But I would like us to read 1 Corinthians 13. We're not going to read everything. We'll probably do maybe from verse 4 to just highlight the love thing. Yeah. So those of you who don't have your Bibles, I will read for you. Verse 4 says, please, you can feel free to read the entire chapter. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. It is not proud. It is not It does not dishonor others. It is not self-seeking. It is not easily angered. It keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. And blah, 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 blah. Have you ever done, has someone ever done something for you, and every time there is an argument, they keep repeating it? Oh, I did this for you. Oh, I did this for you. That's not love. Love does not boast. You don't tonangira ebintu byewankolera. Who doesn't understand Luganda? Like, don't always go back to the good things you did for me. That's not love. You repeatedly telling me, I did that for you, I did that for you, and so what? If we are friends, then you are supposed to do them for me. So don't always go back to those. Oh, I did it for you, I bought that thing for you. And love does not keep record of wrongs. If I wronged you and you forgave me, will you forget that? Don't always bring that subject. Master Son, even the other time, you always do those things, Master Son. Okay, forgive me. You forgive me. Something happens again. Master Son, again. I always remember things you did to me in 19 Mirembe Go Bote. Like I always bring them back. That's not love. Love is really, really patient. If you're good Bible readers, how many times does the Bible ask us to forgive? In how many days?
77.
Yeah, in how many days? In one day. So if you've not yet forgiven me 77 times 7 in one day, you're not patient enough. You should forgive me this number of times for you to be the patient person. So as we are dealing with people, Pastor Edwin mentioned that there are people who always say, me and my God, I don't need people. But guys, how are you going to be in a world without people? There's no way you can be in a world without people. First of all, you need parents to bring you in this world. Those are two people so far in your life. Secondly, you probably need siblings. I've seen people who are born like they are the only child. Who is here and you're the only child of your parents? You. How does it feel like? It's extremely boring, and such kids are loners. Like you are used to being alone, you do everything alone. You don't know how to associate with other people because you don't have siblings. Therefore, you need siblings. Now, when you start going to school, you just can't be in class. You need the teacher, you need your fellow students, you just need people around you. So you can't just say, me, my life, and my God. You need people around you to help you, to walk a journey with you, to teach you things, to help you and learn some things that you thought were true. If you have somewhere to write, I'll just give you a couple of scriptures and then you can read them later. But for now, I want to hear from you. Romans 12, from 9 to 21. Romans chapter 12, from 9 to 21. Philippians 4, verse 8. Colossians 3, and verse 13. Colossians chapter 3, verse 13. And the reason why you are here is because you want to know how other people do life. So guys, as you're leaving this place, I want you to, if you came from one church, if you came from, don't just on yourself, oh, perhaps we are from C3 Alive Wearer. The reason why you're here is to interact. Just go to Creda, go to Calvin, just find someone. Ask them, how do you do things? And not just in church, guys. Youth camps are not just church. How do you do things in your school? What are your hobbies? How can I be better? You see, my background is like this, but I also want to try this kind of background. Interact. That's why we need people. So there are people who have not developed their approach to other people. Like it's hard for someone to make friends. I pray that you will overcome that phobia here. Just loosen up and be like, oh my God, that guy doesn't talk. Let me give an example of Mark. He's tough face, right? I really want to be, I want to interact with that, but how do I even start? Just go to Mark. Hey, my name is Mercy. Hey, you, yeah, Quakers as a person. Hey, my name is Mercy. But also, you wear a nice smile. Eh? You're the one who wants to make him your friend, and you're coming with a tough face. And now that's a long apron. You've watched a lot of movies. All right, guys. So, in the few minutes we are left with, I want to hear from you. Even if it's not a question, what are few highlights you've gotten from relationships, the Bible side, and so far what you have seen in the world? Because I believe some of you have been alive for 19 years, 10 years, 14 years. Let me get some feedback from you. Yeah.
I've actually got this that relationships also work with love and forgiveness.
Love and forgiveness. Great. Great. Anyone else? Okay, let me ask you a question. Um, if you are in this circle here at camp and someone has a crush on you, Adrian, 15-year-old has seen you at camp and she really likes you. She comes to you, I really have a crush on you. How do you handle that? You as a person.
Okay. She may probably not listen to her. We are still young.
Mm.
But anyway, I can try to like straighten. Sorry. I can try to divert her into the really love she's supposed to have for me.
Mm.
In a way, like showing her how, like Christian, like how we're supposed to love each other, not the other way around. Yeah,
It does.
I'm being true.
It does. So, what you are feeling? Did you hear what she said? She said you telling her that doesn't change. I've had several crushes, but I can tell you, a crush is a very short term feeling that you have towards someone. Let me tell you what a crush is. A crush, you will look at this guy, you really think he's the guy. I like this guy. But the more you get closer to him, the more you like, this guy doesn't even like, the more you get closer to this guy, you're like, my goodness, am I mad? This guy doesn't comb his hair. This guy, he picks his nose. This guy, so you drop that one. You drop that one, and then you pick on another person. Now next time it's Calvin, and that's why crushes are normal, and they are not sins. If you've crushed on someone, the best thing is to tell yourself that what I'm feeling is short term and it's fake. So work on it. As a matter of fact, force yourself to know this guy better so that you can know the bad things about him. Because every crush, every person has the wrong side about that guy. So you look at this girl and you're like, eh. So all along I thought Masterson is the girl. She has not combed her hair. Her t-shirt, she eats when food is falling on her t-shirt, and you're like, and before you know, you have helped yourself. Now there are people who are not free. They are not loosened enough to talk to a third party. You don't know how to start because you are ashamed, and that's why I would like you, even as we end, I would like you, for whatever complicated issue that will ever arise. You guys are going to grow into engineers, pilots, pastors, doctors, what? But whatever issue that will come your way, teach yourself to have a confident. A confident grows. Confidence grow and they change over time. At this level, you might have her as your confidant. In very few cases, you'll continue with the same confidant, maybe until you've grown old. But in many cases, most of us, especially like girls, we grow when our confidants are our moms. Like, you're feeling this, you tell your mom. You're feeling this, she's praying for you, and our time is done, but let me end with this. So, whenever you are growing, I don't know about boys, are you mostly free with your moms or with your dads?
Not dad,
Greatest percentage.
it's mama.
I know that African parents, African dads, most of the times are tough. So it's hard to really sit your dad down. Dad, you see, I'm going through this. But I know I know that generally most of us are free with our moms when we are growing. So you find yourself telling your mom, Mom, there's this girl at school, she always steals my pens. Me, I'm going to punch her one of these days. And it grows from the girl who steals your pen to a guy who writes to you letters to a teacher who is treating you in a certain way. And then to some point, you're like, I'm ashamed to even talk to my mom about certain things. For the boys, you are growing. Why do I have beards? Why is my voice like this? Like you're just growing every day. And I think to that point, your dad is like, you're confident. You're telling your dad, I have hair in my armpits. What's happening to me? Like, you get what I'm saying? Yeah, I just feel weirdly. I have funny dreams. There's this girl always in my dreams. I don't know her name. Me, when I wake up, everything is messed up. So at every level, you have someone that you feel you trust so much, because even if you talk to them, they're not going to tell any other person. So as we leave this place, with all your relationships, I want you to pray to God that He leads you to a confidant. Because you know what, guys, every time you're going through life, generally, and you are not letting things out of your heart, out of your head, you're going to find solutions always to yourself. And then you're going to make the worst decisions ever that you will live to regret. So find a confidant. Slowly by slowly, you'll grow, you'll find time, and your mom is, man, she's old school, she's telling you things. They're so in ATS, Zenjithropas. She's telling you now, and for you, you're Gen Z. Oh my God, you're in the 21st century. Your mom is no longer you're confident, so you're like, now how do I start telling my mom I left the other boyfriend, now I have a new one? Just find someone at every level. It could be your pastor, it could be a friend that is mature in the mind and mature in the word of God, that will give you the best advice. The best friend is not the one who always agrees with you. Actually, a good friend is someone who disagrees with you most of the time. Please, that decision, no, no, no. If we are still friends, don't do that. If you're going to do it, then we are no longer friends with you. Like someone who will push you to think better, to be a better person. And if you have friends who always agree with you, you bring this, man, Creda is my guy, he's always right. Like when you have people around you who think you're always right, just step back and you're like, I think these are the wrong guys. You should have people who challenge you, people who push you. Now you have a question and a time. Yes.
So, okay, there is this thing of where people are like me, I'm sort of an introvert, and then some people are extroverts. Okay, I don't know your opinion, but I want to ask your opinion about that thing, because I feel like being too much of an introvert can lead someone to break down at some point. So maybe you can share about it.
She's wondering what being an introvert and extrovert mean. There are people who are naturally, they don't know how to make friends easily. and you cannot just push them, go out, be wild, be happy. And it doesn't mean that they're always sad. It doesn't mean that they're just loners. They love their space. Naturally speaking, I'm an introvert. I love being alone. I love my space. I prefer being on my phone, watch YouTube live. The same thing you paid your money for to go and watch live. Like, let me give an example. Maverick City came. Most of my friends paid. They went, and I preferred staying home. Not because I'm broke, I cannot afford it, but because, man, I don't want people pushing me. People are sweaty. I want, like, I don't want that party wild thing. I want to be in my cozy chair. I'm covering myself with like a blanket. My cup of tea is here. And yeah, that is being an introvert. However, because of the way I am brought up, my dad and my mom are both pastors, and you know this life, we have to love people. You have to have a big hug. You have to know, are you okay? Huh? Can I do this for you? You ask them. Even if you love your space, you are going to be forced to love people. If you don't do that, then people will be like, abana ba musumba, bane beraga, bane baine mpise mbi. So you live who you are, the introvert you, to love people, to be this wild. Actually, most people think I'm an extrovert because me, I'm hi, how are you? But trust me, every time I reach my home, I want to just close my door in my room and I cover myself, and I'm like, ah, what a long day. Greeting this one, greeting this one, greeting this one. Not that mbeganya, but I feel like now my peace has come. So there are people who are just like that. One thing I'll tell you is being an introvert can be extremely dangerous because you are keeping everything to yourself. There are introverts who are very wild at home. There are people we see here. Who is the most quiet person here?
Barbara.
Okay, everyone is saying Creda. Now you might see Creda here, very quiet. But maybe when you reach at home, Casey and Kendra being like, oh my God, Creda is the most crazy person here. When Creda is around, everyone is laughing. When Creda is around, he's always pushing you. Leave it, move. And like when someone says that, you'll be like, that's not the Creda I know. The Creda I know is always quiet. So there are people who have two sides and they know how to balance it up. You might find that Creda actually has a person that they will sit and chat and laugh and jump and get crazy, and he cannot be free to be like that here where there are many people. Now, like me, if you say I'm an extrovert, you're very correct, but I know you're very wrong. I know that I'm an introvert. Actually, when I wake up and I'm the real, people ask me, Mercy, are you sick? Did someone disturb you? I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm just being me. So such people, whenever you're an introvert and you do not know how to balance it, you have not chosen a confidant, you want to take in, get hurt, you're not working on it, like for you. Depression is real. It can kill you with forget you. People die of stress. It starts as something very small, and you're like, okay, now I should talk to who? Maybe I go talk to Masterson. Then you remember, but I've never talked to Masterson before. She will even be surprised seeing me talking to her. I think I should talk to Camila. You even dial the number. When it goes through, you cut it. No. I can manage. Then you start even quoting scriptures. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Well, now that's not time for you to go to the Bible and pray. You just need someone to talk to. Guys, being an introvert is natural, but don't let it put you down. Find someone. Being an extrovert extremely is also bad. You will not have a sieve. You know a sieve? A filter. For you, everyone, big hug. Everyone, big hug. Everyone, let's go, let's go, let's go. Like you're just taking in everything, every good, every bad, every junk. And by the time you realize, you're like, oh my goodness, I think this was the wrong person for me to keep as a friend. I think this one. So you just need a balance. You just need a balance. God being at the center of every relationship. Are we good?
Yes.
N'ababuziza ebibuuzo ne mugaana kati akakono wanika kaaki. I'm hearing him still talking. He's waiting for us. What was your question? Volume. Yes. It's wrong. It's wrong. It's what Pastor Rock was talking about, freedom. You're free to date Muslim, you're free to date Catholic, Adventist, but I'll say a statement, freedom without boundaries is captivity. Whenever you're free to do whatever you want, whenever you want, with whom you want, at any time, no one is questioning you, you're very bound. In fact, you're in the biggest prison of your life. Let me tell you, the reason why I'm asking you to have someone is so that you can have someone to tell you that one, no. Omusiramu nedda, 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 nedda. You get it? But every time I'm free. He's good. He loves me. He's romantic. He's wise. He's rich. You guys, I almost forgot that I'm talking to those things of PCB. What? Yeah, I almost forgot. So even if he is a board, he has PCB. Oh, he has that shoe. He's always seen as the smartest. Hey, Jordan, whatever it is, you need someone to tell you no. And that someone, the first someone is the word of God. Do not be equally unyoked. Do not be unequally yoked. Being unequally yoked, have you seen like people using animals to dig a farm? Like, so usually it's they use oxen, but getting an ox and a cow or a pig and you're tying them on one thing, they are not the same. So definitely they will not reach. The pig will go this side and the other thing will go this side. When you want more of that, please, you come to me directly because our time is done. And whoever has any other question, you can just come to me anytime and we will talk. But beside that, we are done here. Go have very nice relationships, you guys. You guys, I don't expect anyone in this group to have a bad relationship with their parents. And before we leave, can I have some attention for 1 minute? Before we leave, guys, I just feel it in my spirit now that maybe in this group, there's someone who is struggling with a relationship, especially with your parent. I feel it very strongly in my spirit. I do not want you to raise your hand or stand up now, but I want you to look for me and let's talk. Guys, the blessing of a parent is greater than the blessing of any other person. And if you are not in good terms with your parent, but you want to be in good terms with other people, then there's a big problem. Guys, go make the best relationships with your friends, your teachers, even your siblings. Yeah? And maybe in future with your boyfriends and girlfriends. I hope you invite me for those weddings.